144 student athletes, 26 programs represented, 6 individual titles, and 2 team titles. From 2000 to 2025, the women and men competed for 1 title. 2026 marks the first year that the women compete for their own. Notre Dame hosts the 2026 NCAA Fencing Championships, and it's the Irish that have stood at the top of the podium in dominant fashion, winning 6 of the last 18 titles contested, and winners of at least 1 individual title in the last 8 championships. They're at home and confident, ready to continue their reign of the sport that they love. These student athletes carry the hopes of their teams and the weight of their dreams. A year-long pursuit comes to a close today. The nation's best are on guard, and they're ready to fence. Welcome to the campus of the University of Notre Dame in the 2026 NCAA Fencing Championships. I'm Tony Simeone alongside the 2-time NCAA team champion David Ouellette, and Notre Dame is hosting for a record-extending 11th time in school history. David, the dominance of the Irish over the last decade is unquestioned. From team to individual, Notre Dame tops all categories. David, what has been the key to their success?
Ever since Gia was named head coach 12 years ago, he has instilled just such a culture of greatness and excellence, not only amongst their fencers, but amongst their coaching staff. There's this unwavering dedication to success in the program, and it really shows in how many champions they produced, how many Olympians they produced over these last 12 years.
Earlier this morning, the women finished their pool play to determine the semifinals in the individual championships, but also crown a team champion. And it was tight between Notre Dame and Columbia. They went back and forth until the final few bouts, but ultimately it was the Irish that got it done. Thanks to 2-time NCAA individual champion in epee, Esther Mahari, and her teammate Kyle Fallon. They secured 35 of a possible 46 points in their bouts. Then looking at foil, it was Josephine Conway with her teammate Ariadna Tucker. They captured 31 wins in their 46 contests, but the stars that led the way with the most wins were in saber. Magda Skarbenkevich, a national champion in her own right, and her teammate Siobhan Sullivan combined to get to 37 out of a possible 46 points, helping them win the national title as a team. It was Mahari, though, who captured the final touch. History for Notre Dame, history for the sport, and another NCAA team title for the Irish. Coach, another national championship for you to hang in the mantle. Just want to know, what does it mean to win this national title, specifically capture the first one in the women's team event this year?
At Notre Dame, at 50th years of anniversary of the women's integration to athletics, cheer her name. The lady on the dome, our mother. So that's a lot to digest, but so proud of our program, the fencing program, and our girls, obviously, for truly being resilient and tough and unbreakable to bring this title to our university.
You know, your women's team has been so instrumental to your team success over the years. Just what fuels this group? What enables them to come back every year and be so successful?
You know, incredible coaches who motivate them, and the kids who are willing to work tirelessly and endlessly to truly contribute to success for this athletic department and this incredible university.
Coach, thanks for the time. Congratulations to the Fighting Irish, the NCAA Women's National Fencing Champions. When we come back, the women's championship bouts will get underway, starting with epee. 6 individual titles and the men's team title are still at stake here at the NCAA Fencing Championships. Opened in 1968, Purcell Pavilion is home to Notre Dame basketball and volleyball, and with a capacity of over just 9,000, it's been home to many historic events, including the men's basketball team ending UCLA's NCAA record 88-game win streak back in 1974. 52 years later, it's hosting these championships in fencing. And Esther Mahari in the first semifinal for epee. She got it done, David, with a 15-7 win.
She did, and she had a very commanding performance in this. 15-7, you know, I think it was a reasonable spread throughout the bout. Nicole Schreiner was able to get some nice touches, but overall, a very clean performance from Esther.
Solid work by the two-time national champion Mahari. She would advance to the national championship bout, taking on the winner of this bout, Ketki Ketkar and Hadley Husissian. It was Husissian who really dominated this one as well.
Yeah, very similar type of flow for this bout, 15-7 in the end, and a nice performance from Husissian.
So that sets up the final in women's epee. The top two seeds advance to this championship strip. It'll be Esther Mahari and Hadley Husissian. You see, they were both 19-4 in the round robin. Mahari did win by a 5-3 tally in that 5-touch bout, but this, of course, will be a championship bout to 15 touches. And we mentioned that Notre Dame beat UCLA 52 years ago in basketball, pulling one of the all-time upsets in college hoops. We'll see if Princeton's Husissian can upset Mahari today. Won't be easy against Mahari, though. She has been an unbelievable fencer in her time at Notre Dame. Back in 2023, she won her first NCAA championship as a freshman. Then 2 summers ago in Paris, she took home a bronze medal for Hungary at the Olympic Games. And then, not to be outdone, came back in 2025, captured another epee NCAA championship. So she's looking to go for the three-peat today, and she's the clear favorite in this bout.
Mahari is, I think everyone's looking at her as, you know, the favorite. She's so calm, cool, and collected in all these bouts. She looks like she's always got it figured out. But I think that Hadley Husissian is a very smart fencer. I think that she's, you know, she's going to have a plan coming in. We'll see, you know what they say about best laid plans, but you know, I think that she can come in here with some ideas and to shake things up and get Esther out of her game.
Hadley Husissian on the right also was at those Olympics in 2024. She finished 12th in the individual competition.
Great result.
That's a great result. But Mahari has a bronze medal on the left. They both won their semifinal bout 15-7. Pretty dominant in those semifinal bouts. We'll see who strikes first here in the final. Okay, there you see 1 minute off the clock. They'll both get the yellow card here. Mahari's trying to make it 4 epee titles in the last 5 years for Notre Dame.
Ready, fence.
And if she can pick up this title, it would also be the 9th straight year that a Notre Dame athlete has won a women's individual title. Remarkable.
That's a crazy one, yeah. Nice touch from Esther, just right under the hand, so precise.
On guard.
She's so dangerous in that way, where she finds these touches that I feel like people, because it's rare that, you know, at this level, you have epees that genuinely didn't see something coming. But she makes those so small and she's so precise with it. It's like, oh man, like, I just didn't see that one. You know what I mean? Like,
well, in the semifinal, she was so deliberate, and the word that comes to mind is nonchalant. You know, there's a lot going on in that brain, and it looks like she's taking it easy, but
it does. It looks that way, yeah.
She is surgical sometimes out there.
She does, like, she really, I mean, more than I think almost, you know, anyone that we've seen in the semis so far, you know, kind of makes it look easy. There's a bit of a scratch.
Oh my goodness, how did she do that? They want to review it.
At that point, she just
that should let us look at it.
Yeah, she's facing the other way. She's just jabbing and, you know, blind.
I mean, she's hard enough to beat. Oh.
So they're going to annul that, yeah. So he's saying that your back was turned.
Okay.
Turn before you start your action.
Yeah. You're not allowed to expose the back of your head as a safety rule. So she, you know, her back was turned before she actually hit, or even made the first attempt, you know, that last attempt at hitting. Okay, Hadley's got her backed up to the end.
Off.
Just a little bit too, I mean, Esther with the blade action. She's tough. She's tough to break through. I think that that Hadley has the right idea though. She's pressuring.
Ready.
I think she can make something happen there. It just might take her a few tries to figure out how.
In the semifinal, though, it felt like Meharry was able to win maybe half of her touches on that left back end of the strip. She would just lull them to sleep and then find a way to pick them off.
Yeah, she's definitely been comfortable to play defense in this bout. Esther has. I don't think she has the lead yet where she feels, ultra confident. I mean, I'm sure she's confident in her ability to win on defense, but she still has to take it seriously here.
She's won this event every time she's participated in it. Trying to go 3 for 3.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, they're going to both let the clock wind down. And after one period, it's a 2-0 edge for Esther Meharry. She's going to take her seat towards the back of the strip. Saw this during the semifinal. She was keeping to herself.
Yeah, she's going to take that spot, like you said. This time she'll actually get some advice from her coach. I think after nothing that she, I think she has the right idea, but this bout's far from over.
Hadley Husissian, see her getting some coaching as well. Last year made it to the semifinals, lost. This is the furthest she's gotten in this event. What kind of adjustments can she make here in period 2?
I think she has the right. She wants to be close, right? She doesn't have the reach that Meharry does. So she's going to need to be the one that's going to have to take, be a little bit brave and try to find a way to get close. The question is, when she has that, will she be able to capitalize on it, right? Because even if you get the distance, I mean, you have to put it on when you have it. You miss one, it's Esther will take the opening, right? So can she have the planning plus the execution? Right now, I think she has the right idea, though.
They've had nearly identical paths to this championship bout. They both went 19-4 in the team competition. Meharry had just a 4-touch advantage, +42 to +38 to get this top seed. And they both won their semifinal bouts 15-7. Last year in 2025, Meharry was a perfect 23 for 23. So in the team competition over the last 2 years, she's 42-4 in those 5-touch bouts. She's even harder to beat in a 15-touch bout.
She's doing her job of getting her to the end. It's just like, okay, I've got you where I want you, but can I make something happen now? She hasn't been able to. She had a couple close ones. She was close on the hand in a couple of actions there, but she might have to start going a little deeper and really committing on some touches. Maybe.
Whole bout has been fought right here on this part of the strip. Meharry is plenty comfortable. She's got another one. Wow.
The blade work is just so strong from Esther. She's so quick, so precise, so efficient.
Ready. Fence.
Like she's just so good at doing the, I mean, literally, by definition, efficiency, right? Like using as little motion as possible in order to get the job done.
Yeah, she's by far the most static fencer I've seen on the strip.
But you never see her overcommit on her blade in any direction, right? She never pulls it too much. It's always just, she's always threatening with the tip. It's always to target.
Wow.
When she parries, her the amount her tip has to deviate is so small, which for a lot of FAs presents that's where they see opportunities, right? Is like, can I make you parry and take your tip away? Because if my tip is closer to target than yours is, okay, then I have an advantage. But Esther Meharry never gives you that advantage. Her tip is always so close to you.
She was pushed in last year's national championship, won 15-13. She's off to a great start here. She won in 2023, was a 15-10 margin, and she's up 6-0. And I think all all 6 touches have been nearly identical.
Yeah, and those are the types of touches where Hadley was close then. She was in distance to hit the body, and she still couldn't capitalize. And those are the moments that hurt. When you had a shot and you still didn't, you weren't able to take it in that moment.
Just saw head coach Gia Kvaratskhelia watching on. He's happy. He's talking with Notre Dame athletic director Pete Bavacqua. They're enjoying the show as Esther Mahari is off to a blistering start in this national championship bout. Again.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a replay.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Talked a lot about Mahari, David. She's up 7-0, but for Husisian, there's still a path. What kind of mindset do you have to have right now if you are going to dig out of this hole?
The thing is, I think, Hadley is also very good at the short, precise game. She's good at hitting the hand. She's good at capitalizing on mistakes. Esther doesn't make any. So I think that, when you're down like this, you got to think, it's like, okay, like, my comfort zone is not going to get it done here. Not from here. Not, what I mean? Like if you play out the same stuff that's happening, we're going to get the same result. Maybe Hadley can adjust little bits where she can start to trade evenly. Okay, even if she does, that's 15-7. She needs big changes, and so she needs to make some drastic adjustments to her strategy.
We're going to step away briefly and be back with the conclusion of this championship bout.
Third period, up 7-0. I mean, if you're Esther coming into this last period, you're scared of nothing.
She's up 7-0 in the national championship against the best epeist throughout this entire week of competition.
Yeah.
And Husisian has just not had an answer. Tells you how good Mahari is, has been, and gosh, the future seems incredibly bright as well.
She's currently ranked 6th in the world, so
is that good?
Yeah. Nice touch.
Wow.
She doesn't miss. That's the problem.
On guard. Ready.
Hard to find a weakness right now with her.
Yeah, it seems like she's bulletproof so far.
Line starts to race here a little bit. I mean, she's closer to 15-0 than the start of this bout.
Yeah.
The margin is unbelievable. We'll see how high it goes. I'd like to see Husisian, for her sake, get a couple touches on the board here in this championship bout, even if she's not going to come back and win.
Yeah.
It's been a great run through this tournament for her. This has been where Mahari has picked up a ton of touches in the semifinals, and it's another one. I mean, it's on that back quadrant of the left side of the strip. She's been
The entire battle.
flawless.
Yeah.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Go again.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Okay, you have fenced in fencing bouts of this magnitude, and you've been on this level where you have, two of the best in the country. Have you ever seen something this lopsided on this stage?
It's really rare to have a final that ends up like this. Yeah, it's one of those things that. It's a little rare that we have someone that as consistent as Esther, to begin with. It has happened historically where we've had 3-time national champions. Surprisingly, it actually seems to happen in epee a lot. Like those repeat champions seem to happen a fair amount in epee, despite it being a really tough weapon to be consistent in. But she's just, the skill, she is untouched so far.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to think about 15-0, and if that's in play. I mean, it feels very real right now. There's just 45 seconds left in this championship bout. We are witnessing something pretty unique. Again, if she is to finish this off, it's very likely she'll become the second ever 3-time champion in epee on the women's side. And she's up to 12-0 against Hadley Husisian. Her teammates, you can see, they cannot believe it right now.
30 seconds left in this last period.
Can she possibly get this done? The shutout seems like it's likely. I'm not sure she's going to go for 15.
Yeah, at this point, you know, what's that, you know, going on in the mind of Hadley Husisian, where it's like, do I just, you know?
This is going to be now the 9th straight year in which a Notre Dame fencer has won an individual championship. The 2 lights come on.
We see cheer from Hadley. Tough bout. She knows that this is a tough one. she's laughing about it. She's in good spirits.
They're going to let the clock wind down. It is dominance personified. Esther Mahari is a national champion for the 3rd time. And an incredible performance in the final bout.
Yeah, really, I mean, just like, I don't think it can be understated how impressive and dominant a showing that we've seen, and we have seen from Esther Mahari. Brilliant performance, and a well-deserved win again.
Here's a look at Esther Mahari's final touch en route to her 3rd national championship. And she's now standing by with us. Esther, congratulations on another national championship, 3 for 3. Just what does it feel like to win once again?
Thank you so much. It doesn't feel anything special. I mean, as I said like 2 times before, I just came here to fence for the team. I have no business here in the individuals. I mean, come on, I'm here at Notre Dame. We're here at school, and we won national championship for the women. Now I got the individual title, added another one, and now I can go home and finish school.
And it feels like you're just so confident going into those last 2 bouts. I mean, but you're just so skilled, and you feel like you have it all together. Was there, like, were you nervous at all going in? Did you just feel that confidence like the whole time?
I believe that after that we clinched, or I mean, I clinched the final touch of the team championship, all the stress just left my body. And before the semifinal, I had a tough time, and I had to like rethink my entire NCAA career. So I'm glad I came back, because I know it will give me something that I can carry for my career after NCAAs.
Okay, well, Esther, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations on another individual title, and of course on the team championship as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations to 3-time NCAA epee champion Esther Mahari of Notre Dame. When we come back, it'll be women's foil in the championship bout. So it's almost time for the women's foil championship bouts. Let's look at how we got here. In the first semifinal, Carolina Stuchbury and Lucia Zhang took to the strip, and it was all Carolina Stuchbury after it was close early, David.
Yeah, it was really actually neck and neck for the first 2 periods of the bout. It was only until the end when time really started to run out, and that really strong defensive Stuchbury really came into play at the end. She pulled away.
So Stuchbury, who manages to get the win in the first semifinal, she was the top seed, she would advance. In the other semifinal was another Harvard versus Columbia bout. Xander Rhodes and Jessica Guo. Again, they kind of felt each other out early, but ultimately Jessica Guo got the better of her in this one.
Yeah, another one that started off a little pretty tight in the earlier rounds of the bout. And then as you said, as Jessica Guo kind of felt out the bout, she did pull away in the end with a 15-6 win.
So Guo would capture this winning touch, and that would clear the stage for the championship. So it's the top 2 seeds in the championship bout in women's foil. You see both Guo and Stuchbury were 20-3, nearly identical records and margins in the round robin. Guo did get the better of Stuchbury though, 5-4 in their round robin match, and this is a rematch of last year's 2025 NCAA semifinal, and it was Guo who won that one 12-9.
Yeah. So we got a rematch from different round. This is the semifinal match last year. I think this is an interesting bout because I think their strengths are very different here. I think we have some of similar aspects that we had in the last semifinal with Stutchberry, where we have a left-handed Canadian at Harvard, where they were both kind of much more upright, much more technically proper, if you want to call it that, fencers. But Jessica Guo is, doesn't have the reach, is better in close, strong. Like I would say. A bit faster on the legs, stronger on the hand, and I think she's a little bit better at forcing her way into the direct touches than Jang was. And better in close like that. Like those touches are gonna, like these are ones that Jessica Guo, and we saw that in the last bout that she had against Rhodes, right? When there starts to be a lot of close blade actions in close, Jessica Guo is very strong in those.
She's got the early 2-0 lead, as you mentioned, fence for Team Canada at the Paris Olympics in 2024. Her run to that title in 2024 in NCAA was remarkable. She was 20-3, plus 62
attacks off target
throughout the team competition. Just had an incredible week of fencing.
Ready, fence.
She was really good in this team event. 20-3 once more. Margin not quite as large, plus 54. Still nothing to scoff at. She's back as the 2 seed against the 1 seed Stutchberry of Columbia. A couple of Ivy Leaguers matched up.
Halt, attack, touch, point.
So Jessica Guo is holding out the point line. Caroline Stutchberry takes beat, and Jessica Guo knows that. The question is, was there a long enough break between when the last beat was and Jessica Guo held her line? Referee does not consider it a long enough period, so touch goes to Stutchberry.
Stutchberry won 5-4 when they fenced in the 5-touch bout team competition.
Nice attack arrives, touch right.
Good stuff from Stutchberry to tie it at 2.
A little background on Stutchberry. She actually is represents the United States now as of recently. She was previously representing the United Kingdom and their national team, and switched to represent the United States, I want to say about a year ago now.
Again, it was Guo that beat her last year in the semifinals of foil in the national championships. It was a 12-9 bout. Didn't get to all 15.
Jessica Guo is well aware of Stutchberry's strength on defense, but she's not trying to push it too hard.
Riposte off target.
Good.
So Stutchberry is saying she got the counter riposte. The first one wasn't a shot, so she hits off target on the
Riposte is
riposte.
off target. I only see the one.
Okay, so still tied at 2.
Ready, fence.
Wow, nice work by Stutchberry.
Just a little too big on the repost. Like one too many tempos on the repost from Jessica Guo, and she gets hit on the remise. I think she'll fix that though.
Ready, fence.
Guo's got Stutchberry deep on the strip here.
Yeah, this is where Stutchberry likes to be.
Nice
touch.
Stutchberry looking to grow even more and more confident as this first period goes along.
Those are the things that you have to be really careful about with Stutchberry, because you want to pressure. Like the mindset is, I want to pressure, I want to pressure, I want to pressure. You get so fixated on wanting to go hit her that you're not ready for her to do that surprise attack on you, and so you're like, so she
minute.
catches you off guard. We'll take a look at that touch again. Yeah, see, she's not ready on her legs to go backwards because she just wants to pressure forward. So Stutchberry right now fencing the way she likes to fence and doing well with it. Let's see if Jessica Guo can figure out some new ideas on how to adjust.
Jessica Guo getting some coaching in her corner. Get a chance to come out of this first time out. This always feels like the best opportunity for you to make an adjustment after you get a chance to go on the strip. You get this break. What kind of adjustments do you think Guo needs to make? You just mentioned that you don't want to fall into the trap of maybe tracking her too far down that side of the strip and falling into what Stutchberry wants her to do. How does Guo counter that and get this thing back on her terms?
Probably win off of second intention on off, like when she's pushing forward. It's going to be really hard for her to force her way on, like to hit the initial attack. But I think as long as she's close, she's so good at the like when the blades start exchanging that she'll come out on top in the long game, right? It's the counterattack she has to worry about, not as much the remise, right? So if she, these are okay for her. On defense, when she's defending, she just has to look out for that long attack that Stutchberry has. As long as she doesn't get caught off guard by it, like it's the surprise that's the problem, right? If she either is ready for it in the fashion of I'm going to counterattack directly in against it, or I'm just going to position myself where I'm far enough away where I'm not in danger, I can just parry repost. Either way, I think they both work. It's just a question of, are you going to see it coming?
Attacks off target.
What stands out
Ready?
about
Fence.
the way she's fenced throughout the weekend here today?
Halt.
See,
Attack is parried. Riposte.
it's only the counterattack that's
think she's
dangerous
hit
to
you before
Stutchberry.
she's turned.
I
If
think,
you want
but,
video, I
but
can
she's
watch.
very, very good at it. The thing is, like, it's that kind of like you have to thread the needle with her, right? If you go too big and try to avoid
Ready?
a parry,
Fence.
you'll get hit on the counterattack. If you go too simple, she'll take the parry post. So something, like something in between that allows you to, like, you don't have to, to necessarily hit that first one. And we've seen that. On the remise, Jessica Guo was able to get it. So how do I just not, like, how do I just make it so that the counterattack isn't a threat?
Halt. Attack is parried.
target for
Riposte no.
Stutchberry.
Remise off target. On guard. Ready? Fence.
Nice touch. So you're now like really like working the blade angle, right? What that does is it basically prevents Stutchberry from taking a quick parry repost off of those, right? It's like I can get my tip close to you.
Guo has fenced in this event each of the last
Ready?
2 years.
Fence.
Champion in 2024. Lost in last year's final, trying to get back on top. Stutchberry has had the edge until now. Guo is back in front.
She was ready there. Jessica Guo's defense is rock solid as long as she knows what's coming.
On guard.
I mean, she's a touch or two away from being in
Ready?
position to win her third title.
Yeah.
That's how close it's been for Guo in her career.
Yeah.
Now she gets to fence with the lead. This is where Stutchberry's had success.
So this is where, okay.
Attack arrives. Touch left.
Whoa, with another one.
She's figuring out the rhythm. So Stutchberry now has to, like now the onus is on Stutchberry to
On guard.
change.
Ready? Fence. Halt. Attack now. Counter attack. That's right.
Okay.
A little bit of a lucky break for Stutchberry there. I think she thought that was her right of way.
That's an important one for her. He couldn't let this lead get too large. Gets it back within one touch
Ready?
towards the end of the
Fence.
second period and stops some of the bleeding.
Halt. Counter post off target. On guard.
That defense of Jessica Guo, it's strong.
Ready? Fence.
These are the top two seeds after the team portion of play. They've given us a really tight battle here through the first two periods. Guo makes her pay.
legs for Jessica Guo. Really reach. I mean, look how much reach that that she used there to get that target. When Stutchbury is even trying to displace her target.
Yeah, once Stutchbury missed, she was helpless.
Yeah.
See if anybody goes for something here in the last 10 seconds. Stutchbury's thinking about it.
Oh.
She goes down. Is she okay? Yep.
Yeah, she's fine.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
And now they'll take it to the period break.
Halt. 1 minute.
So it was a 2-touch edge for Stutchbury after 1, and now Guo has a 2-touch lead after 2. We're going to step away briefly and be back with the conclusion of this championship bout.
On guard.
If Carolina can just get,
Ready.
to tie it up or even get 1-touch
Fence.
lead with time running out, that's where she's going to be the most dangerous. But if Jessica can get just a few more, right? If she can get this to a 4-touch spread, she's looking good.
Conversation between Stutchbury and Sungwoo Lee, her coach, during the break. But 8 seconds into the third, Guo has a 3-touch edge.
First stop, attack. On guard. Ready. Fence. Halt, attack
Another
now.
one.
Counter-attack arrives.
There's that
Touch left.
4-touch lead.
On guard.
Stutchbury's going to have to go get some touches now.
Yeah, this run for Guo is a 9-3 run
Ready.
since
Fence.
Stutchbury led 2-0 early on.
Yeah, no, she can do it. She can absolutely go attack. It's not what she wants to do first.
Ready. Fence.
But now, now she's kind of has, her options are limited. She's going to have to start going again.
Halt.
It's off target.
Repost off target. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Stutchbury's won a lot of her points right here.
Halt. Repost now. Her knees off target.
Again,
On guard.
clock's ticking.
Ready. Fence.
The Stutchbury is going to have to start forcing the issue sooner or later.
2 minutes left.
Halt. Right attack is off target.
Off target again.
On guard.
The white light come on.
Ready.
This feels like the top 2 seeds. They've really
Fence.
felt each other out. It's been one move, then a counter move, and they each keep countering. Who has the answers? Guo's got one.
She's so good in there, in those positions. Like you start exchanging blade actions in close.
On guard.
She is great at those.
Ready.
Oh.
Fence. Halt.
Very nice.
The post off target. On guard.
It's not committing that hard, and I don't think that there's much danger in
Fence.
her. I think there's much more danger in her falling short and undercommitting than there is in her
Halt.
overcommitting.
Practice parry. Repost arrives.
Guo's
Touch
got
left.
the answer again. And now the lead's at its largest. It's 11-6 with just 90 seconds left in the bout, if necessary.
On guard, please. Ready. Fence. Halt.
Oh my
Practice
goodness,
parry.
Guo is on
Repost
fire
arrives.
right
Touch
now.
left.
She's got an answer for everything.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Very
Halt.
nice point
Line.
line.
Touche.
That's a hard touch to get.
Wow.
Basically, if you present your blade in a full with extended arm, your opponent has to do something about it, right? So by putting point in line, I have right of way, and you have to take it from me by taking my blade.
Ready, fence.
Very nice touch.
Wow, it's a runaway
Confident
train.
now, yeah. She's got the lead. She's much more willing to go take some risks.
On guard.
That's what I mean. That's what having
Ready?
a few touches on your hand
Fence.
on your side can do for you.
Stutchberry had an early lead, but Jessica Guo has come on
Oh,
strong,
touch it.
and she's done
Center
it
attack
again.
arrives. Touch left.
It's her second
On guard line,
national
please.
championship
On guard
in
line, please.
foil. Jessica
And
Guo
slip.
is back on top.
Out.
Really solid fencing with her. She's like so textbook, you know, like a great fencer. Really smart. She played it smart from beginning to end. She moved well. She was precise. She didn't give in to to get frustrated. She fenced amazingly that bout. Well-deserved win.
Jessica Guo is a national champion once again with a 15-6 victory in the final. She joins us now. Jessica, I have to ask you, how does it feel to be back on top in women's foil?
It feels great, and I just wanted to thank my coaches and my teammates for cheering me the whole day. They were so loud and supportive.
You know, Jessica, you came so close to winning last year. What was the motivation like going into this year, coming so close to going back-to-back and getting back on top this year?
I think it feels great being back on top and, like, obviously winning another NCAA for Harvard.
Congratulations to Harvard's Jessica Guo. She's now a two-time national champion in women's foil. There's still one more women's championship left, and it's in saber. When we come back, they'll be on the strip. We're almost ready for the women's national championship in saber, but first let's look back at the semifinals. Natalia Bateo of Ohio State was the top seed, David, and she got the win in the semis against Siobhan Sullivan of Notre Dame.
Yeah, this was a really interesting bout. In the start, I think it was really neck and neck. It was really hard to see who really had control and momentum in this bout. Eventually, Natalia Bateo really kind of made some nice adjustments in the end and came out with the win 15-11.
Yeah, it was really close throughout the first half. She pulls away in the second half. She'll be in the final, facing the winner in this semifinal bout, Magda Skarbenkevich of Notre Dame and Alexandra Lee. Similarly close until Skarbenkevich came up with the big touches late.
Yeah, and even Alexandra Lee coming out with a little bit of an early lead, in the beginning of the bout. I think she had the right ideas coming in. Magda Skarbenkevich made some really nice adjustments and finished the bout 15-11.
So the top two seeds advance to the Women's Saber Championship, and you can see their records. They were dominant in the team portion of the event. More than 20 wins in the round robin for each. Skarbenkevich, though, had the edge by a wide margin, 5-1 in the round robin. And it was actually 1 year ago she picked up a national championship, knocking off Sullivan, who Bateo knocked off earlier in this year's semifinal. Skarbenkevich, as a freshman, captured a national title. She's looking to repeat today and go back-to-back against Bateo, the junior from Ohio State and Tijuana, Mexico. If she were to win, this would be the first NCAA women's saber title for Ohio State. I think this is going to be maybe the most electrifying match we've seen all day.
Ready? Fence.
I think this one's going to be a back-and-forth one. I think they're both really strong decision makers in the middle, and I think it's just
Attack.
who's gonna adjust better, right? It's going to be a battle in the center, and they both already exhibited such strong ability to kind of analyze what's going on and make adjustments.
Bateo was knocked out in the semifinals last year. Didn't have a chance to take on Skarbenkevich. Now she's in the final trying to take down the defending champion, and they've exchanged touches to start this championship bout.
Halt. Attack left. Touche.
No stop there from Skarbenkevich.
Thank you.
Bateo thought she had a moment there.
On guard.
Bateo's coming off a victory at Midwest Regionals.
Halt.
So she was hot coming into this tournament. She trails 3-1 as Skarbenkevich has found her footing. Both of them, after close semifinals throughout the midway point, they kind of pulled away late. See how this one plays out.
Halt. Attack no. Attack right. Touche.
See that little stumble there from Skarbenkevich. That marked the end of her initial attack.
If Skarbenkevich can win, it would be the 50th individual championship for Notre Dame in their fencing program's history. They've already won the team championship on the women's side.
Nice finish
Attack. Touche. Point.
from Bateo.
On guard.
Tied at 3.
Ready. Fence.
Very nice.
Attack. Touche. Point. On guard. Ready. Fence. Halt. Release. Touche. Point.
Skarbenkevich ties it at 4.
On guard. Ready. Fence. Halt.
Nice and prep
Attack.
from Mateo.
Touche. Point.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
On guard. Ready. Fence.
Ooh, falls a little short.
Halt. Attack.
Goes for the
no.
reprise.
Opposed. No. Reprise.
And
to
she
my right,
gets
touche
it.
point.
Oh my, there's a lot to digest there.
Skarbenkevich is going to replay that.
It felt like they both had
So-
opportunities.
Reprise from my
right. Mateo
Reprise is called, so Mateo takes it.
Unguard.
Basically, if Skarbenkevich didn't take over again.
Ready. Fence.
Oh, a nice repost from Mateo.
Skarbenkevich has to get a hold of the wheel here. She was up 3-1, now it's 7-4.
Yeah, she's been so protected forward. I mean, she has to be because of that. Again, there's that height disadvantage that she has. So she's really, like, her footwork is on point. She's taking small steps when she needs to and big ones when she has to reach. And committing at just the right times.
Skarbenkevich needs this break right now. It's 8-4 in favor of Mateo. Both get a pep talk. Mateo's got the edge. But we've seen in saber, this is where you can make a run. You can make up ground in a hurry in saber.
Yes, this is for sure no situation that Magda is a stranger to and hasn't come back from. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Magda will make adjustments and rally some touches. But now Mateo has the, has the turn after that to go get more.
Just getting a good conversation in with Christian Racioni, one of the Notre Dame assistants. He's been working with the Saberists since 2019. Let's see what adjustments they make here. You don't have a lot of time to mess around here. You got to go make a run pretty soon.
Ready. Fence.
Oh my, Mateo.
She's going for the blade, Magda is, and she's getting caught on it.
Ready. Fence.
Very nice from Mateo.
It's a 9-1 run from Mateo. She's opened up a 10-4 lead over the defending national champion.
Fence.
Nice beat attack.
Touche. Point.
Right now,
all the way, she's doing all the right stuff. I mean, her decision making is impeccable.
Skarbenkevich doesn't have the answer right now.
Fence.
Skarbenkevich needs a touch. Mateo got her again!
Those are the touches that you can't, like, when you give those ones up, when you're down like this and you don't get a touch like that, those are the ones that really hurt your confidence going into these types of bouts.
Fence.
I would say Mateo's really in the driver's seat now.
Attack right. Touche.
My goodness. It's an avalanche right now from Mateo.
Unguard.
She's been unrelenting.
Ready. Fence.
And it doesn't finish.
Attack.
Mateo.
Wow, she is one touch away from the first ever national championship in women's saber for Ohio State.
Ready. Fence.
Look at this.
Ball short.
Natalia Mateo on the verge.
Attack. Touche.
She won't get it here. Skarbenkevich holds her off for now, but there's a lot of cushion for Mateo.
Ready. Fence.
Will this be the moment? It is! Natalia Mateo has won the Women's Saber National Championship. She dethrones the defending champ, Magda Skarbenkevich, and she'll stand on top of the podium.
Such a great, I mean, like all the right stuff. I mean, she fenced phenomenally, and I can't commend how, just like, it's like she almost had a crystal ball. She knew what was coming in every situation. She saw everything coming. She planned well. She saw it out. She executed well. Great fencing.
Considering the opponent, that might be the most impressive performance we've seen today. Mahari was incredible in epee, but to do this against Skarbenkevich, that takes another kind of performance from Mateo.
Yeah.
Natalia Bateo is a national champion, knocking off Magda Skarbenkevich 15-5 in the championship bout. She joins us now. Natalia, just have to ask you, how does it feel to be a national champion?
It's amazing. I want to thank first my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, this achievement wouldn't be possible. My teammates, everyone. This is a full year of working, and it's amazing.
And in this final, it seemed like, I mean, it was almost perfection. I mean, how much of that was, you know, just planned from the get-go? I mean, it seemed like everything went exactly to your plan.
Yeah, we planned it like 1 hour before we fenced. But it was nice. It was discipline in this bout.
Natalia Bateo of Ohio State is the 2026 NCAA Women's Saber Champion. When we come back, it's the men's turn. We'll take a look at the men's team title and then set the stage for 3 more individual championships here at the NCAA Fencing Championships. Welcome back to the campus of the University of Notre Dame and the 2026 NCAA Fencing Championships. Earlier, the men finished their pools to determine the 4 semifinalists and the men's team championship. The pressure was on Notre Dame to pick up the title and join the women as NCAA champions. Led by 2025 NCAA foil individual champion Chase Emmer and his teammate in foil Jishuan Chen, they picked up 31 of a possible 46 victories. In saber, Ahmed Hesham and Radu Nitu were able to combine for a team best 33 points, and freshman Cruz Shembri led the Irish epeist with 17 victories. His teammate and fellow epeist Jonathan Hamilton-Michael had the honor of picking up the final point to secure Notre Dame's team men's national championship. In the year in which the NCAA began to award titles to both the men and the women, it's fitting that the most dominant team of this century captured both. 11 team titles now since 2000, when the 3-weapon format was introduced. There's no question that Notre Dame is a dynasty. Coach, congratulations on another title, this time with the men. You guys did it in really decisive fashion. What was the biggest key for this men's team today to win a national championship?
The consistency all across the 3 weapons and all 6 competitors. And I truly believe that we achieved that by both days of competition.
You know, coming into the week, it was a different format this year than in years past with the combined team championship. Now to win both the women's and the men's national championship. What kind of statement did you guys make today?
There's no statements to make. We make statements every single day, showing up to practice and do our absolute best. And that continues with our performance throughout the year. And we truly believe that we were the best team to come here, and we proved it for sure.
Coach, congratulations on another national championship. Go enjoy it with the team.
Go Irish.
Congratulations to Notre Dame, the clean sweep of the women's and men's team titles. When we come back, the men's championship bouts will get underway with epee. 3 individual titles remain here at the NCAA Fencing Championships. Notre Dame hosting these NCAA Fencing Championships, now extending it to a record 11th occasion here in 2026. And while most think of Notre Dame as a football school, some would have to acknowledge that it's a little bit different thanks to the run from Gia Kvaratskhelia with this fencing program. He continues to add NCAA titles to his resume, topping the list of a lot of Hall of Fame coaches. As we get set for the men's championship in epee, let's look back at the semifinals. In the first semifinal, David, bit of a surprise here. Mohamed El Sayed, the top seed, he went down against Youssef Shamel of North Carolina.
Yeah, I think a lot of this bout really came down to that early start that we saw from Shamel. He got a few touches ahead in the beginning, and from there, he just held it consistently, stuck to his incredible defense, and won the bout 15-7.
So El Sayed, the bronze medalist from the 2024 Olympics, goes out in the first semifinal. Then in the second, it was Cruz Shembri of Notre Dame taking on Shoma Shomodi of LIU.
Yeah, this bout was actually very dynamic. Both fences moved a lot. We had a lot of blade work from Shomodi. But again, similar to the last bout, a little bit more quicker pace, but a lead from Schembri that he held the entire way through.
So it's the 4 seed Youssef Schammel of North Carolina and reigning men's ACC epee champion taking on the 2 seed Cruz Schembri of Notre Dame, who fenced for the U.S. Virgin Islands in the 2024 Paris Games. If Schembri were to pick up a win, it would be the first win since 2005 in men's epee for Notre Dame, while Schammel's trying to end a lengthy drought as well. North Carolina has not won an individual weapon title in over 40 years. The last time they were successful in a weapon was 1983.
Yeah, I mean, and the way Schammel's, you know, fencing, I mean, it's you know, well within their reach to take it. Schembri also fencing really well in the other semifinal. I'm excited. I think this will be a close bout. I think that they both have their, you know, the strengths in, you know, in different stylistic tendencies that they're bringing to the table.
Schembri won their round robin match 5-2. Let's see who strikes first. It's Schammel. Schammel won that semifinal 15-7, knocking off the 1 seed Mohamed El Sayed, and he's got the first touch here.
Walk out. Ready? Fence.
Off to a pretty quick start so far. They're both not afraid, you know, Schembri especially not afraid to really push in this bout. Oh, he had the moment.
Point.
Just couldn't put his tip on there.
He wants it checked.
Yeah, I mean, he had about 3 shots before Schammel took his one.
Ready? Fence.
Schembri won the Midwest Regional before this event in epee, so he's won a tournament coming in. And he's down 3-0. Schammel has just been so sharp.
Yeah, just falls a little short. Schammel just pulls him away just a little bit and catches him on. Yeah, just barely falls short.
Ready? Fence.
1 minute into the opening period, race to 15 in the championship bout in epee. Another one for Schammel. He's got all the answers right now.
Yeah, he's showed how strong his defense was in that last semifinal. And we're seeing it again here. But Schembri's not. I mean, he seems like he's on the right track. You know, he's not, you know, coming in like, you know, confused or anything like that. He's pushing the issue. I think he knows that he can do it, and he's right there. He's super close in a lot of these. So. There, he gets that one.
Okay, he needed that. Activates the crowd a little bit as well.
Walk out. Ready? Fence.
Schembri still put on the pressure. Schammel, that long flesh into the body.
Walk out. Ready? Fence.
Another one for Schammel.
Yeah.
Point.
Schembri just he wants to pressure. He wants to move forward. He just hasn't figured out exactly how he needs to get in distance. Because Schammel does have the height, you know, a little bit of a reach advantage.
There you go. Schembri's got another one.
Yeah. Schammel looked like kind of ducked under, looking for, you know, for a target. Schembri was able to pick him off on the hand.
4-touch lead for Schammel now. Seen throughout the championships, epee, the toughest one to dig out of a hole, and now the hole is 5 touches at 7-2 with still half a minute to go in the first period.
Yeah. And Schembri, that's another touch where, I think Schembri's kind of frustrated because he had an opportunity there. His tip was there, just wasn't able to put his light on.
Here's why it gets so hard to come back, because the double lights are going to favor Schammel with this 5-touch edge.
Ready? Fence.
A lot of action in this first period.
There, Schembri gets one.
Point. Walk out. Ready? Fence.
Five seconds left in this first period.
They're going for it. Oh, Schammel with 2 seconds left gets one more light before the break.
Walk out. Ready? Fence.
Those big dives, those are going to be really tough for Schembri to fight against going forward. Schammel, as you see, so good at just he stays back, and then he waits for that moment where he can just really take that, take a big shot with the flesh.
Cruz Schembri getting some coaching here in the final seconds of this first timeout between periods 1 and 2. He trails 9-4. Always curious about this first break. You get some coaching, you can get some advice, a second set of eyes. What adjustment can Cruz Schembri make here to get back in this bout?
I think, he's... when I look at this bout and I look at the way it's going, yes, Schammel has been winning on defense, but it's not because Schembri doesn't have a solution. I really think that a lot of it's just he's setting up the right actions, he's getting into distance, he's just not at that final moment, putting his tip on the target.
He's not executing.
Right. So I think some slight adjustments, and he could come back from this.
Wow,
but
where are the lights?
Yeah, right. Moments like those, right, where they're clearly in a position to hit, but he's just barely not there.
Wow, could not believe that.
Fence.
I think that also speaks to Schammel and his defense, though. He's really good at his body positioning and evading, right? He pulls his body really well.
Yeah, just pulled out of that one.
Yeah. Or for Schembri, it's like anyone else, I would have hit you, but Schammel's just he's pulling just a little bit further, a little bit faster than other people would.
Double lights won't do it right now. 10-5 in a race to 15. Schammel is fine with double lights.
Yeah,
Ready?
absolutely.
Fence.
So then 5 now. There he gets one. On the inside of the hand, he ducks under, is able to find that. Sometimes, a lot of the reason you see them duck a lot of the time when they enter in distance, and so they can get a different angle, right? Because when you're both at the same relative height, and both of your hands are in position, you see that big guard that they have. You need a way around that guard to hit the hand. So kind of ducking under targets can just open up new angles for you.
One thing Schammel's done a really nice job of in this bout, he has not let Schembri tack on multiple single lights in a row. Just kept the crowd out of it as he gets this one here.
So the ref called no riposte first, so he takes the parry. Yeah, it does look like he takes 2 shots.
Okay, let's get the call.
They changed it too, so they're going to give him the repost.
Long out. Long out. He starts.
Schammel wants a further explanation.
Yeah, so does the coaching staff from UNC.
Fence.
Yeah, Matt Jednak wanted an explanation. They're not going to get it. Play on.
Touch. Point.
Once again, Schammel bounces back, and he does not let Schembri build momentum and get this crowd into it.
Ready? Fence.
Still lots of time. We're in the second period, about halfway through that.
Oh, Schammel with the light.
So we're in the kind of similar situation where I also agree that, you know, Schammel took more than one repost on the pass, but, you know, it seems like it's the same that went, you know, that went in favor of Schembri earlier. Well, they're going to award it. Feels like you have to give it to him if Schembri is going to get the one that went his way.
Right. 13-7, 2 touches away for Schammel, who's not wasting any time.
He gets the remise there. One touch away.
Wow.
From that first.
This is remarkable, yeah.
For that, you know, that championship
title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fence.
North Carolina has not won an individual title since 1983.
And he gets it.
Until now, Youssef Schammel has won the men's epee NCAA championship, and for the first time in 43 years, the Tar Heels have a national champion.
Great fencing from Schammel in both. I mean, in the team competition, in the initial semifinal, and this one in control the whole time. Gets an early lead and keeps it the whole way.
How about this final touch?
Really nice. I mean, like it's one of the actions he's best at. You know, he keeps his distance, and then he takes that. You know, he takes those flush opportunities really well. And he's so long. He's really good at just extending that body.
So Youssef Schammel wins the national championship in men's epee, and he joins us now. Youssef, how does it feel to be a national champion?
It feels exciting. I'm so happy. Like 2 days of so much fencing, so much work, many different bouts, different situations. No, I'm so happy with this.
This is the first championship for North Carolina in over 40 years. What does it mean to bring an individual title to the Tar Heels?
To be honest, I couldn't have done it without my coaches, Coach Jednak, Sharif, Adam, and the whole team supporting me. Like they have been texting me before every bout. The teammates who are here, I want to thank them a lot, and my family, of course.
Okay, congratulations on becoming a national champion. Youssef Schammel is the first national champion for North Carolina in 43 years. He's won the men's epee NCAA championship. As we get set to start the men's foil championship bout, let's look at how we got here. First semifinal, Chase Emmer for Notre Dame is the defending NCAA champ. He goes down to Peter Bruck 10-3 before going on a 12-1 run to win this bout.
Yeah, Peter Bruck started extremely strong and really fast with a huge lead, but Chase was resilient as ever, and he comes back to win 15-11.
It's impressive stuff from Emmer. He'll get a chance to defend his title. He'll take on Sam Kumbla, who won the second semifinal bout against his teammate Marcel Nagamov. May have been the most hotly contested, but with two teammates, it was quiet in the building. Ultimately, 15-14 for Kumbla.
Yeah, don't mistake how quiet it was for how exciting of a bout it was. It's really close all the way up until the end. 15-14, the ref goes to check the replay, and by a close margin, the attack goes to Sam Kumbla to make the final.
So the matchup is set in the men's foil championship bout. Chase Emmer and Sam Kumbla set to take the strip. Emmer looking to defend that 2025 championship he won in foil last year. He also made it to the semifinals in 2023. On the other side, Kumbla is looking for some history here. If he could win, he would make it 12 foil championships for Columbia in their history, which would be the most of anybody in that weapon.
It's hard to not say that Chase is coming in as the favorite, but I think that a lot of it will be, can Sam come out with an early lead, like we saw Peter Brook do in the final, in the semi. I know that Chase adjusts very well, so and I think Sam absolutely has the potential to start this really strong. Nice remise from Chase there.
Touch. Point.
Dramatic semifinals in foil. Emmer was down big, rallied to win his bout 15-11, and then Kumbla wins the 15-14 against his teammate Marcel Nagamov.
Out, continuation off target, on guard.
Emmer got this place in a frenzy, has the home crowd behind him, and see if he can ride that wave here in the championship bout.
Fence. Out, attack.
Nice attack to the back
Point.
from Sam Kumbla. Not an easy touch at all. It's quite hard to actually land a flick on the attack.
Out, final action, blade actions together, attack. Touch.
They both do go for the blade. And when they both go for the blade, the action goes to the person who's already attacking. So beat takes priority over parry.
Ready?
Talked about how Emmer is the defending national champion in foil.
Attack,
As he ties it up at 2 here. Kumbla finished 6th last year, did get to the semifinals in 2024, but was knocked out in the semifinals. This is the furthest that Kumbla has made it in this event.
Preparation, attack, touch.
Nice moment there from Sam Kumbla. Sees that preparation from Chase Emmer and goes right in on it.
Ready? Fence. Attack, parry. Close touch.
Nice bait for the. You saw there, like Sam Kumbla really set that parry post up really well. He kind of he really invited Chase, or kind of faked a big motion. Come hit me, and then takes the target away.
Okay.
So Kumbla's got the first 2-touch edge. Saw Chase Emmer
Fence.
rally from down 10-3 in his semifinal. We're going to review this.
I'm inclined to think we'll take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, Sam is definitely a little bit more committed. It looks like. I'd say it'll probably go attack left.
Attack.
Yeah,
touch.
attack left.
Point. On guard. Ready? Fence.
Whew. Look at this.
Final action, no. Counter attack off target. On guard.
Both of these guys very athletic and very, very strong on the blade.
Fence.
Move really well.
This has been some fast and furious fencing.
Counter opposed.
Counter opposed.
For the left.
Touch. Point.
There's that strong start that I, that I was kind of somewhat expecting to see from Sam.
Ready?
It's almost a carbon copy
Fence.
of Emmer's start too. Got the first touch in his semifinal and fell behind.
Yeah. A little bit of a bold action from Sam Kumbla, but he's been using that a lot this tournament. That kind of just running attack to moderate success.
Fence. In preparation attack. It's parry.
Catches the blade again.
Point.
Heard it a few times. Catching him in preparation.
On guard.
That's been the announcement.
Ready?
Yeah.
Fence.
Basically, what that means is you're not actually actively going for a hit. You are in the process or preparing to hit, and you have to be actively making an effort to hit someone.
Fences, get ready. Fence. Attack.
Okay.
Touch. Point.
It's an important single light for Emmer. Mask off quickly. Goes to his jaw. Looks like he's okay.
So they're going to replay to make sure to see if he got guarded in the face. Looks like he did. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, that'll be a card. Obviously not intentional, but a card nonetheless, even if it was an accident.
They tacked on an extra touch for the shot to the head. So that's a big moment. It was 7-2. He earns the touch and gets the bonus one for the contact to the head. And just like that, it's 7-4.
Nice attack.
Now it's 7-5.
Those are the touches I'm actually going to be looking at, where Chase is going to be getting most of his touches if he's going to come back on this bout, is attacks like that. Again, he gets the same action.
Touch. Point. On guard.
Right around that 6 parry, down to the low line. It's an angle that Chase is actually really good at getting naturally, so I think that's something that'll just, as long as he sets up the distance right, that'll be a touch that he can repeat many times throughout this bout.
On guard.
It's 10-3 in the first semifinal. He finished that bout on a 12-1 run.
Attack. Contra attack. Point.
So Chase thought he had a moment there where he could catch Sam in preparation. Sam didn't stop on that way, so the attack will still go his way.
Hunger. Ready. Hands. Halt. Attack.
Nice finish of the attack from Sam Kumbla there.
Good response by Kumbla. Felt like Emmer had all the momentum, and Kumbla's rattled off 2 in a row.
Ready. Hands.
Oh!
Touch. Point.
Nice infighting touch there.
3 in a row for Kumbla.
Chase had the initial action. He just, this one here, he just barely misses, and misses his second shot too.
Hunger.
And Chase will get a card too for his arm or his head
Fence.
covering.
Halt.
Nice attack from Sam.
Touch. Point.
Wow, Kumbla's wrestled away all the momentum.
Yeah, he's been doing really well off the line. Like those those actions that happen right when the referee says fence. This one, I'm inclined to agree with Sam that I think that's his attack off target.
They gave it to Emmer on the floor, and they'll look at it. Emmer needs this one.
Attack. Touch.
I guess he's just not extending the arm early enough.
Just a little ahead of you.
So it'll be 11-7.
Okay.
Had that not gone, it would have been 12-6, and the hole would have been really deep. Now, Emmer, of course, had the great comeback in the semifinal, so he is not going to be dead until he's truly buried at 15 touches.
No, he can absolutely still come back from this. But he's got to start making that comeback now.
Attack is off target.
Off target from Kumbla.
If this were to become like a 13-7, that's where I'd start to be very skeptical, but 11-7 is very doable. A little too big there on the pull. And Sam Kumbla saw that moment and took the counterattack. Luckily, Chase is able to put that, the off-target light on.
Okay, please.
But he's got to be careful with that, pulling that much from that far.
Fence. Halt. Initial action is off target. On guard. On guard. Ready. Fence.
Oh, Rico's no from Chase.
Oh, Kumbla.
Yeah, really good.
Wow.
He's fighting hard. He's really pushing it on the infighting, which I mean, he's fencing really well in infighting, especially for I would expect him to kind of play be playing the distance a little bit bigger, honestly.
Uses the search. Attack. Touch. Point. Video.
Emmer is going to get it, and they're going to look at it again.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of back and forth there, and we'll take a look, see these kind of stopping. There's searching on the side of Chase Saber too. Yeah, he's going to flip it for that reason, because he's searching.
Oh, that really hurts Emmer's chances. Big. Like you said, 13-7 is a tough pull. 12-8 so different.
Fence. Halt. Initial action off target. On guard.
Emmer needs something special now.
Fence.
Yeah, he can't afford any mistakes, right? He's got to have a plan. He's got to execute it to perfection.
Went for it, couldn't connect. Now they're in close quarters.
A nice exchange. I will say it looks like Chase Emmer's off the strip before that happens, though. So we'll see here. Yes, well, actually,
is he off?
Yeah, he's off.
Yeah.
No touch.
Wow.
Side. Off the side of the strip. Actions are after. Center.
It was fun to watch him, though.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good action, nonetheless. Yeah.
Ready. Fence.
Good defense for Chase. And nice repost. He gets that action again.
Post touch. Point.
Oh, now Kumbla
Sam's going to replay.
I
was going to ask for a replay. Oh, he's okay. Actually, I didn't see the first time that he got a light on. I thought there was one light for Chase.
Golf stance. Counter or post touch. Point.
But Chase will keep it.
On guard.
Okay, it feels like Emmer needs at least 2 more in a row.
Yeah, that'll boost. Yeah, two more would be a big confidence boost if you can get 2 more.
14-8 would be just a huge ask. Oh, what a light from Kumbla, and he's 1 away from the title.
These are those moments where you really got to remind yourself, just one touch at a time.
Ready? Fence.
Sam Kumbla.
Oh, and the repost? Yeah.
Yes! Sam Kumbla's done it! He's won the national championship in men's foil.
Great bout from Sam. I mean, he fenced really well. I mean, like nice last touch with, you know, it's a buzzer beater too. He did that right before that clock that, you know, finished for the first period.
All right, here's a look at that final touch when Kumbla clinches the title, David.
Yeah, really, really nice touch here. That 6, flick to the back. Picture perfect.
So Sam Kumbla captures the national championship in men's foil, and he joins us now. Sam, tell me what it feels like to be a national champion.
Absolutely amazing. I'm so happy with my entire team here, and to bring it home and to see all of them so happy just like me, it means the world.
Yeah, and you went from, you know, I think I saw you earlier, unsure that you even were going to make the 4. And
my coach just told me to have fun. I kept on doing that. I think I was just happy to be here, happy to fence, happy to have the opportunity to fence, and I just had a great time.
Hey, I'm not sure you know this. That was the 12th national championship in men's foil for Colombia all time, which is the most of anybody in foil. Just what does it mean to fence for Colombia and be a national champion in foil now?
It means the world. I'm so happy to be with an amazing team, with amazing coaches, having amazing people to support me, my parents, my brother. It's everything. It's everything I could have wished for in my fence career.
Sam Kumbla of Colombia has won the championship in men's foil. It's now 12 foil championships for Colombia in men's foil. As we set the stage for men's saber in the championship bout, here's the semifinals and how they played out. William Morrill of Colombia was the top seed, but Adham Moataz was able to knock him off in a hotly contested bout.
yeah, very hotly contested. This is one where it's truly a real back and forth between these two fencers. I want to say there's about 3 times where they both had a couple runs where they made adjustments, but in the end, Moataz wins 15-14.
Yeah, so they're trying to make it back-to-back for St. John's after Daria Lukashenko won last year. In the second semifinal, Ahmed Hesham against Colin Heathcock. Hesham of Notre Dame was able to get it done as well.
Yes, and he always maintained, he started off with an early lead. Colin Heathcock was also able to make some quick adjustments and actually made quite a big comeback to tie it up, but Hesham in the end wins 15-10.
So the strip is clear for the final individual championship bout of these 2026 NCAA fencing championships. For Notre Dame, Ahmed Hesham looking to get into the winner's circle after being knocked off as the 1 seed in the semifinals last year. He's going up against Adham Moataz of St. John's, who's hoping to make it back-to-back championships for St. John's.
On guard. Ready? Fence.
And we're underway in saber. Hesham of Notre Dame landing the first touch.
Daria Lukashenko of St. John's won it last year. His teammate now, Moataz, out there against Hesham. And this will go fast.
A couple attacks land for Hesham.
Moataz with a narrow 15-14 win in the semifinal. Hesham more comfortably over the 2 seed Colin Heathcock, 15-10. And
Big
wow,
reach
Hesham's
there.
got the first 3.
Yeah, using that height well.
Hesham was the 1 seed in last year's tournament, but lost to Lukashenko in the semifinals. And now he's off to a really good start, 4-0.
Ready? Fence.
Oh, misses the repost there. I think those guards clashed a little bit hard there, so I think his wrist is just a little, might hurt a little bit there.
Yeah. Takes it right on the wrist.
Yeah.
Ready? Fence.
Attack lands for Moataz.
Okay, so a good response from Moataz.
Ready? Fence.
In preparation.
That was
Hesham
really
right to
quick by
yeah.
Hesham, right?
Yeah,
Just a flick of the wrist.
Yeah, yeah. Really gets into the nice line change.
Ready? Fence. Attack. Parad. Repostish.
So because it landed on the blade as he went in, that's pair repost for Moataz.
Ready? Fence. Preparación.
And a little bit late on the hand there for Hesham. So attack will go for Moataz there.
Angar. Ready? Funds. Out.
Moataz won 5-3 in the pools.
Okay. Yellow card for Ahmed Hesham on the left for a false start.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
Both, again, a little bit quicker for Moataz.
Yeah, it feels like Moataz has been restarting quicker when they have stopped in the middle, right?
Yeah, Hesham is. I mean, like he's really strong on a lot of these like some of those touches, but he can he sometimes has a tendency to just take a little bit too long on those direction changes.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
Nice finish of the attack there.
Nice bounce back by Hesham. It was 4-0, then it was a 6-1 run from Moataz, and now we're tied at 6.
Ready? Funds.
Nice repost.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
And he does it again. We'll go into the break there.
8-6 at the break. Hesham will get some counsel in his corner. Notre Dame still sitting on 49 individual championships. They've had a fencer in the final of foil and epee and have not been able to get to that magic number of 50. Hesham can do it if he can finish the job here.
There are some signals that they might be unique to them that can maybe give, have some kind of giveaway as to what their intentions are, but those can be pretty hard to read sometimes.
Notre Dame has had a fencer in every individual championship bout except for one out of the 6. Just women's foil. They did not have a finalist, but they've only won one of the championships. They're 1-3 in their first 4. Hesham's trying to pick up their second individual championship after winning both team titles this week.
Both start, both stop. Moataz just a little bit quicker to restart again.
Ready? Funds. Out. Angar. Ready? Funds.
Oh yeah, Hesham stops, restarts, and gets the single light.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
Oh, a nice parry repost.
Very good, very good. Short forward, short. Angar. Ready? Funds.
And he does it again.
Oh, same exact thing, huh? Wow.
Well set up.
Looked like a replay.
Yeah.
Angar.
Let's see what his plan is this time, how he's going to change it up.
Hesham wants it looked at.
So very similar to what we've seen in a lot of the other calls. This time Hesham thinks, nope, okay, the other times he didn't really, put up much of a fight. This one he's like, this one is mine. It's closer. And I see what he's saying.
What do you see?
Obviously there's minor differences in how it's called in saber and foil. I lean towards Hesham as well. I think he's committing first. Yeah.
Good call, David. That's an important one too.
Yeah, big touch.
Yeah, would have been tied. Instead, it's 11-9.
And we get another card on the right.
Moataz.
Yeah, for the same reason, false start.
Ready? Funds.
Nicely done. Good target choice. Gets in right under before Hesham's able to parry it.
Ready? Funds.
This time he gets it.
Now Moataz wants the review.
Yeah, he's saying I got in before the blade contact happened. Yeah, so he's saying he swiped my guard, not my blade. Yeah. So they do change it.
Here you go.
Yeah. That swipe landed right on his guard, so you have to parry further up on the blade.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
Late on the hand from Moataz, the ref says. He's going to call for replay. Another big touch. Yeah, big touch. I mean, when it's this close, these are big touches.
And it's like you said, the score is close. The touches themselves are so close.
Call will stand. 12-11 for Ahmed Hesham.
Stays with Hesham. He's 3 touches from the title.
Angar. Ready? Funds.
Well, it looked like Hesham to me. Yeah. No, it's Moataz.
He does that big, so, I mean, it is a habit of his. He takes these big step forward, and he's looking at when he does it, right? Is, are they going to come at me?
Ready?
And so that moment is what Moataz is able to capitalize on, and he has capitalized on a few times this bout.
All the way back. Hesham collects the touch.
Yeah, big, long lunge. Good effort on the defense from Moataz.
On go. Ready? Funds.
And the attack does not land.
Wow.
Big, yeah, those are the touches you really, you fought so hard to get the right of way in the middle to not finish that attack. It hurts.
Hesham was the 1 seed in last year's NCAA tournament, was knocked out in the semifinals by Lukashenko.
Ready? Funds.
Can he get to the mountaintop? He can! Ahmed Hesham has won the national championship in men's saber.
Closely fought bout. But Ahmed Hesham, great fencing from the start. Started strong. We saw some again, another bout where there's a lot of back and forth. I want to say there was, two back and forths where Moataz would come back, Hesham would get a few, extend his lead a little more. Moataz would come back again. So a lot of good adjustments made on both sides.
It's the 50th national championship and an individual weapon for Notre Dame. It's a close championship bout. Ahmed Hesham, though, had the big touches down the stretch.
Yeah, a lot of close touches at the end too. A lot of replays that were used. We had some reversals, on calls. Really close up until the end.
Okay, Ahmed Hesham has the national championship in saber, and he joins us now. Ahmed, how does it feel to be a national champion?
Of course, it feels great. I came here last year for the bronze, and I'm really glad that I got the gold finally. It feels great. It feels amazing. I was fighting all day for the team, and when it comes to the individual, I also fight for myself. I'm proud of my performance today. I'm really happy.
And what were, what was your plan going into the bout, and how did it, did it play out the way you kind of imagined?
He was adapting really well, so I had to also adapt and change some of my plans. But overall, it's the game, and I played it, and it was a really good bout.
Ahmed, of course, you win the individual championship here in saber right now, but earlier today, men's team wins the team championship. Just what's this entire event meant to you and the men's team this week?
It's great. I mean, we've been preparing for this all season. We've been working really hard, every individual in this team. And I mean, hard work really does pay off.
Ahmed Hesham has his first individual championship in saber, and for Notre Dame, it's their 50th all-time individual title at the NCAA championships. So here you see all the champions from the 2026 NCAA fencing championships. David, what stands out to me, 5 different schools represented. You see Notre Dame, of course, is the only team represented twice. They also win both team championships. They're the broad story as you zoom in and take account of everything we saw this weekend. What stands out to you?
A couple of standout performances for me. One was Esther Mahari winning her 3rd championship and just in dominating fashion. And the other was Yusuf Shamil. I mean, picking up that first win for UNC in over 40 years is really impressive.
But it was Notre Dame that showed once again they are the team to beat and continue their dominance in NCAA fencing. It really speaks to the depth of the Fighting Irish. Is that what separates them from everybody else?
It really does. They're such a deep program, and they continue to be year after year. There's never a lapse, right? Even when they don't win, they're always right up there in contention for it. And I just think it shows to the quality of the coaching there, the quality of the culture there, and they continue to produce champions.
So that's going to do it for us at this 2026 NCAA Fencing Championship. Congratulations to all the individual champions, and of course to Notre Dame for capturing both the men's and women's title this year in South Bend. The Irish dominance continues across the board. A pair of individual titles and 2 more team titles for Notre Dame.